Namaskar, Dunya. Welcome to Southern Asia Division. 1 hour of God's grace on the youth of Southern Asia Division. Young professionals, this is your 1 hour. Global Public Campus Ministries Day. Yes, wonderful. 3 days of God's leading, and this is what the youth need. 21st century, people are changing. Thought process is changing, and public campus ministries has got everything that needs for this present age. Welcome to Southern Asia Division. The young professionals, young people are being the ambassadors for the other campuses. Yes, non-Christian campuses, non-Adventist campuses, they have gone and been the light. The public campus ministries, when it was introduced in Southern Asia Division, the young professionals, the very talented young professionals who thought giving tithe is all that I need to do. And this came as something that hit them hard. Yes, and they were excited that they could be instruments for the cause of God. When the invitations were sent out that there is going to be this very special 3 days that is going to be celebrated as a celebration in the church, big numbers turned up at the headquarters here at Southern Asia Division. 1 hour of pure God's grace on the young professionals that you are going to see. Southern Asia Division has got promising future. And the promising future lies in the hands of these young professionals. And what an idea, Dr. Jeevan Moon. What an idea, Dr. Jeevan Moon. God bless you. God bless you that you came up with this such a wonderful initiative for this modern WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, social media conscious young professionals. And they are now pulled into the service of God. Going into unknown campuses, in their workplace, being a light. Let's talk to a lot of youth. Let us meet a lot of enterprising youth. Let us talk and see what is happening in Southern Asia Division. Welcome once again to the land of Taj Mahal, to the land where youth dominate the digital scene. The public campus ministries idea, when it was given out to the youth, especially in Southern Asia Division Headquarters Church, the youth wanted to know what it is. And we also wanted to know what it is, and we were just in time talking to the director of the public campus ministry, Pastor Ramesh Jadhav, who was to leave to a place called Erode in South India, where he had to conduct the same program with All India African Association. Yes, African brothers who are studying in a place called Erode, and they were the first participants who came forward and said, we are going to play an active role in PCM. So Pastor Ramesh decided, this brethren who have left their countries and studying in our country, let him go and be there, and that's what he thought. So he went there personally to take care of the events in Erode. So just before he left Erode, we thought we'll have a chat with him and ask him how this program is all going to be. Let's listen to Pastor Ramesh Jadhav. So what is the plans that the Southern Asia Division Church, which is the campus church, what are the plans that they have for the day?
Well, this is comprises in the 3 different events. It starts with the Vespers, that is Friday evening, then Sabbath morning, and then we go on to the Sunday activities, just outreach program like. This is in 3 parts.
So what are the plans that you have? Which other campuses that you're targeting for this global PCM movement?
For this moment, actually, we are targeting the southern part of our country, where the Vellore is medical college is situated there. There are many Adventist students among the thousands of students. And same time we are going to the Erode. That has become the hub for the African nation students. They are going to assemble there from the various cities. So that's a large group you'll find there. That is the place we are going to target first.
Okay, what other places is the action happening here at the south?
South, of course, we are taking the headquarter church right here in Hosur. And same time, there are the school campuses in and around. Those campuses also we are targeting.
For this global PCM movement, what are the places that are going to be of action?
Mainly, the actions will begin with the Erode city. Why we are choosing first? Because there are African nation students are so many there. They are in and around of this city. So we are targeting that place. That's one of the centers for the PCM. For the southern zone, we are targeted. Same time, the nearest city is Vellore, where the Christian Medical College is located, where many Adventist students study there among the thousands of students. We don't stop only in Vellore, but we come to Hosur. That's our headquarter church, where the youth is very much active. Same time, the Silicon Valley of India, we call the Bangalore city, where the hundreds of students and our Adventist students are working as well as studying in this city, and the program is also being conducted there.
It's marvelous to know that so many young professionals. There used to be a time that young professionals thought their only duty is to give tithe and finish the church and go home and sleep. But here is a moment by Dr. Jivan Moon, that he wants to take the young professionals and make them more responsible towards the gospel commission. What do you think about this idea of PCM?
PCM, that's the basic idea behind this department, is not only they becoming the tithe payers. Of course, when they are good Adventists, they'll start paying. But the idea of the PCM is to witness for Christ. We need to get in touch with people and influence them about the Seventh-day Adventist.
What is your thinking right now? What is going on in your mind? There's just 2-3 days more for this PCM movement, and there's a lot of action happening everywhere. And I know a lot of responsibility lies on your shoulders. What is your thinking as of now?
Well, I'm thinking so many things, but I leave it to God, and the youth is on fire. I'm sure this program is going to be very successful, and same time we'll be able to witness for others.
The youth from the Hosur English Church, in other words, the headquarters church, they all came together in big numbers early in the morning yesterday. They had all planned out and they had decided to go to one school. Since this is the first year of its inception, at least here in Southern Asian Division, they decided to go to our own Seventh-day Adventist school, a very big school here at Southern Asia Division headquarters nearby. Before we go into the plans and go into what they did there, let's listen to the principal, what he had to say about this PCM.
The PCM team are on heel to our campus in order to spread the gospel of the truth to the non-Adventist students then. And we have around 3,000 students studying in our school, and out of it, 10% of students are Adventist and the remaining are non-Adventist students. So I think and hope that if the truth comes to us, to our students on the right time through this PCM, that will be glad, and we think that we are serving the ministry for God's sake. So I'm so glad to have this PCM right in our campus. To say about youth, now youth are the backbone of our school as well as for our church. And the church youths are taking up their heel and sharing the word of God, nook and corner of our state. And I'm so glad that they are doing their wonderful job, and honestly pray to God that God will bestow more blessings for them to carry out the same in future too. And I'm really glad of the youth of our church.
There were very many plans that this youth had, especially these young professionals working in the IT company, working in multinational companies. They have amazing talents. One such person was Jerry, in other words, Jared Jairaj. He was talking about career plans to 11th and 12th grade students here at the school. And they were all ears trying to listen, grab to everything that this young man was speaking. Amazing talent. A very young professional, 25 years or 24 years, and he goes out and says, the world is open wide. You just don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse. There's so many career opportunities. Reach for the sky, reach for the sky. And he did an amazing job. Let's see what he did.
You might like to do some arts and crafts. Now, don't think you can't make a profession out of it, okay? You guys are really wrong. This world nowadays is just not doctors and engineers. It's about a lot of people doing a lot of other things. Okay, I'll tell you guys one thing. I don't even know if you guys will know this. What is the highest paid job in the world? Can anyone tell me? Now I'm talking monetary benefits, okay? What is the highest paid job in the world? It is not doctor, it is not engineer. Open statement. Trust me. It's an actuarian. How many of you know what an actuarian is? So, and you know what that course it's called BSc Actuarial Science. It's just a 3 course. BSc Actuarial Science. You guys want to make a note of it? You can make a note. It's called BSc Actuarial Science. Any group student can take it. Any group student. You just have to have basic knowledge in maths. Okay, now when I say maths, immediately you guys have to know. Just basic knowledge. So what is actuarial science? It is something to do with finance, commerce students, just basic. Commerce students should have been here. So all students, BSc Actuarial Science, that is the highest paid job in the world today, okay? You guys might be thinking, what is this? It's just a 3-year courses. There are hardly 50 colleges in India which offer that course. That doesn't mean it's very hard to get into that. It's actually very easy. They have very common entrance test only regarding all the subjects what you studied. If you are an actuarian, you earn a lot. You guys can go learn about it more. It's called BSc Actuarial Science. It's only a 3-year course. Okay, so where are you guys going? What are your goals? What kind of jobs are available? And should know the actuarial thing here. And what are the different jobs that match your skills? So, what skills do you have? You guys actually have skills. You know that it's just that you don't bring it out or you know, guys are okay with English, right? Tamil should have. Or, you know, everyone has our own skill. It's just like, probably you're like, no, my parents do that. You know what? Trust me, go according to what's your will. If you feel, okay, fine, I have to start up, if I have to, you guys know what a startup is, right? You want to start something on your own. If you have the vision, go for it. Don't just stop, man. I mean, just go for it. I don't know if you guys watch TED Talks. How many of you watch TED Talks? I don't think I have this one. So, it's very innovative talks, okay? How you guys are studying, I know, I'm very sure your parents won't give you net connection and all. But if you have, don't waste time on Facebook, WhatsApp and all. There is a website called TED, TED. Just go see there what and all professions are there in the world. You will be amazed at what professions are there in the world. This world is growing, man, at a rapid pace, okay? There is like millions and billions of jobs for n number of people which are still vacant. It's not like people are, the thing is, people are there who are not, they are not well qualified. That's what I'm trying to say. So, just simply don't go, okay, all my friends are doing BE computer science, consider BE computer science, first year engineering. Nothing on it. So, one product is here. So, yeah. So, no, it's not like I'm telling engineering is bad. No, don't take it in that sense. Okay? That is also good. Like that's probably there. It's right there. But if you have other interests, just go for it. Like, the other can go for it. No, okay, I'm going. I'm going for it. Guys, you have to work. Okay, I mean, you have to focus. You have to like build your interest on that. Okay?
I'm sure you really appreciated what Jerry did. Our crew caught up with Jerry right after this session that he had with the students. What knowledge, what confidence. When our crew asked him, did you introduce Jesus Christ to the youth? Did you give the truth through your way of speaking? And his answer was straight, bullseye, Jerry, Jaran, Jairaj. On this Global Public Campus Ministries Day, I am standing with a very promising PCM candidate, I should say. I am talking to Jaran, Jairaj. Let's talk to him. Jerry, it's a pleasure having you on the show. I just want to ask you one very important question. What is your role today in this PCM Day?
So I came here to talk to the class 11 students, so probably the grade 11 students, to show them what are the career opportunities in today's world. Like people in India, we only think about doctors or engineers, nothing much, because that's what people focus on. But I came here to tell them that the world is many opportunities there in the world. Just go and grab it.
how do you think this is going to help them know the Adventist truth? Like now you have made a contact with the youth. Of course, you got an opportunity to speak to a lot of non-Adventists. How do you think you have just struck a chord with this youngsters?
So basically they were very surprised when I told them I'm a student of this school. I studied right here 14 years back actually. So they were like, okay, you studied right here, and we thought students who studied here don't go to big places like where I'm working right now. So I said, this is my background, we studied here, and I told them that one of the main subjects what this school teaches you is moral science. You all study that, you don't get that in any other school. What defines you is moral science in today's world.
Wonderful. Could you introduce yourself? What do you do, and where do you work, and where's your office?
My name is Jerry, and I finished my master's in computer applications, and I work right now in Hewlett-Packard in Bangalore, Whitefield. I live in Hosur, but every day I go up and down. It's about a 1 hour drive from here to my workplace.
Before I let you go, Jerry, what is that one thing that you have tried implementing or doing in your campus in HP? Have you tried anything Adventist? Have you tried anything from the church side? Have you tried anything in your campus?
So one of the most happening things which happened in HP in my team, where about 50 of us in our team, was they were very surprised to know that I was they were going through my Facebook page, and they saw that I was visiting orphanages, and they were like, why do you visit orphanages? I said that we as a church youth do that, and they were so amazed, they were so thrilled. They were like, okay, there is something like this happening. And believe it or not, I brought my whole team to an orphanage in Hosur. We spent one whole day with them. We got their social needs, we got whatever they needed, and we got food for them, like we got what food, and they loved it, and we are coming back again in 2 months' time.
Jerry, I believe you, but I want to ask you the next inevitable question. When are you bringing them to your church?
The thing is, they came to our division office, our headquarters church in Hosur. They came inside our church. They were amazed at the architecture, but I told them that, okay, there is a service like this, please do come. It's under consideration. They want to see a Christian wedding first, that's what they told. And then probably as the days progresses, I'll have to bring them to church.
So that's amazing. So probably you should get married immediately so that they can come and visit your church.
Well, if any girl is watching, I'm single.
Thank you so much. Young professional girls who are watching this, Jerry is single. What an explosive interview. Amazing confidence. This is the reason PCM is going to be a success. And Jerry is going to be a model on this first year of PCM celebration here at Southern Asia Division. What a way of reaching the young people. Confidence. Confidence. And he wanted to do what the Lord told him to do. Amazing. Jerry, thank you so much, young man. God bless you. May you continue to be a blessing to the place where you're working, and you might introduce Jesus in a more bigger way. From Hosur Church, we go to Bangalore, the Silicon Valley, the capital city of Karnataka. The name Bangalore is very famous even in the United States. Trust me, the presidents of the United States also love the city because they contribute so much to the IT sector. Eugene Simpson is the next young professional who's going to come on this report. They have sent this video. The South Central India Union of SDA have sent this video. And here is a testimony of an young man. In spite of the fact that he did not have a great degree, God had blessed him and gave him an amazing job with a very good pay. All because he decided that he would keep the Sabbath and not write exams on Sabbath. This is what we are talking. This is what we are talking. Christianity and Adventism is a practicing religion. It is not a theoretical religion. It is a practicing religion, and Eugene Simpson is a practicing Adventist. It's an amazing testimony. Let's listen to Eugene Simpson from Bangalore.
Hi everyone, I'm Eugene Simpson. I'm part of South Central India Union Bangalore. I'm currently working as the Associate Art Director for Sapient Razorfish, which is part of Publicis right now. Talking about my family, my father is a pastor. He is currently working as the Department Director for Sabbath School and Personal Ministries at South Central India Union. And my mom is a teacher at school. Growing up in an Adventist family, and I did my schooling in the Adventist school. Then I did not have any challenges on Sabbath. But I did my after the school, I joined the college, and in the college, the college where I studied was not an Adventist college. But then I was asked to attend classes on Sabbath. But even myself and my dad, we spoke to the principal and we got the Sabbath off. But after some time, when I joined the engineering, when I started pursuing my engineering, that is when I started facing the real heat of Sabbath, because the principal, when we met and talked to him, he said that he can give us Sabbath off when it comes to attending classes on Sabbath, but then when it comes to the examinations which fell on Sabbath, he could not help us. We tried hard. I talked to most of the administrators. I told them about the importance of Sabbath for us, but then they were not able to help me on the Sabbath, the examinations which fell on Sabbath. So that day I took a decision not to write my exams on Sabbath, which resulted I had to wait out like another 3 or 4 years because I did not write my exams on Sabbath. So till today I have not completed my engineering. I'm still pursuing it. We are still, as a family, myself, my family and my friends, we all are praying hard that one day the exams which is scheduled to be on Sabbath will fall another day, that I would get an opportunity to write the same exam on another day, and then I'll be able to complete my education. Like, having said all of this, God has been so good to me. Even though I don't have a degree right now, but God was gracious enough to help me to get into some courses in between my free time, that I was able to do some courses, and then I joined Sapient Razorfish as an art director. Talking about the opportunities that I had in witnessing in a company like Sapient Razorfish. I remember one day when myself and my friends, my colleagues, we all were having lunch. As a routine, I used to have my prayers before I have my lunch. So my friend was observing this for a very long time, and then one day he comes up to me and then he says, "What did you do?" And then I told him that I prayed. Then he asked me, like, "What did you pray for?" I told him that God has given us this meal, while so many of them who are unfortunate of having this meal. Then he said, he was like so curious about it, and then he says, "I also want to pray." And that day we both prayed together, and then from that day on, he always prays before eating. And by the way, he is a Hindu. And in another opportunity, and it is just like when we were having food, the lunch together, there was this conversation which came up on the table about vegetarian diet. And like I told my friends that I'm a vegetarian, and I eat and I consume only vegetarian food. And then my friend was like curious enough to understand or to know why I'm a vegetarian. And then like that opened up an opportunity for me to share with him the truth. And it took me like almost like 1 week to share with him the truth. And then finally, at the end of 1 week, he comes up to me and then he looks me in the eye, and then he says, after what you said, I want to be a vegetarian too. And that really made my day. And till day I still cherish that moment when my colleague comes up to me and then he says that I'm convinced that I want to be a vegetarian. There are so many other instances where God has really given me an opportunity to share and to be a witness for Him in that workplaces. Along with that, God has been good to me. He has given me a family, a job, even though I don't have a degree. And today I'm supporting my church with the income that I get, and also I'm a part of the singing group there in the church. And I'm happy that we have a vibrant youth in our church, that we were able to come up with some outreach programs, and then the joy that we get out of serving God is something which you cannot measure. And today I want to invite all the youth to take a stand on Sabbath. God, He really appreciates people who take stand for Him. When you stand for God, and I'm really sure that God will stand for you as well. I'm a living witness for that. I took Sabbaths very seriously, and I did not write my exams on Sabbath. But then, even though I'm not a degree holder, God was, He stood for me, and then He helped me get a job. And I'm sure that God will really bless you when you stand for Him. And I want to appreciate all of those who have stood for Sabbath, and I want to encourage all of those who really want to keep up the Sabbath. When you stand for God, God will really stand for you. Taste God and see that He is good. God bless you.
From Eugene Simpson, we go straight over to meet an young professional by name Edward James. Edward James, as he is known on his certificates, but I wonder why the whole campus calls him Pepsi. But I must admit, he was full of bubbles. Bubbly he was. Edward James, amazing confidence, team building, amazing way of speaking. Confidence is his first name. Edward James. I caught up with him yesterday and we had a little chat. On this Global PCM Day, we are standing with a very promising young professionals, as I would like to call them. What is happening here? Before that, please introduce yourself.
My name is Edward James. I'm working with PricewaterhouseCoopers. I'm working as a senior IT analyst with them. I've been working with them for close to 2 years now. And
Okay, what is happening here? What's happening right behind you? What have you come to achieve here on this PCM Day?
on this day, when Andrew spoke to me, he wanted me to do some team building activities for the school students. So we are doing some activities right now with them. We are trying to teach them some important things about life, like how do you trust people, how is it important in being in a team, how can you be a team player, and all those certain things which the school doesn't teach them. That's what we are trying to teach them on this PCM Day.
So what do you plan to achieve at the end of the day? When you go back and put your head on your pillow, are you happy with what you did today?
Yeah, I definitely will be happy, and it will be very good if I can see these children also come up in the future when I visit the school next time and see they are also in a good professional working environment, and they are also supporting the other students in the school. That would make me very, very happy, and it will be a job well done.
Dr. Jeevan Moon, the director of PCM in the General Conference, told all the young working professionals will go on, should become ambassadors in public campuses and build an army of ambassadors. Do you think through this activity that is happening here, we can reach the non-Adventist children to an extent?
Most definitely, yes, we can definitely reach them. These activities will be an eye-opener for the other children who are not taking part right now. They will also want to know what is going on. And next time, probably whenever we come, we can do for the other class, and generally they all become ambassadors for the other people who are not there in this group today.
One last question before I let you go. What is the percentage of Jesus you gave to them today?
I want to give them 100% of Jesus to show.
For a start, how much percentage Jesus do you think they caught on?
I think they will catch on at least up to 50% of Jesus today when we debrief all the activities that have been done. Probably we will use a Bible text, and we will give our references to the Bible and put the seed that needs to be planted in them, and then it's Jesus who needs to take care of it and grow it, and probably we'll see the results of it.
Edward, wonderful. One last. This is the last of the last question. Okay, if you know what I mean. Okay, what is that one thing that you have tried initiating in your office? Is there something that you tried I tried this, or at least I have started this, or I set the ball rolling? Something related to your church, your truth, or Jesus?
I've not like started as how you wanted to be started, but I've definitely held up to my principles very high. When we go for a team outing or when we go for a team lunch, I don't indulge myself in alcohol or smoking, and that itself stands very significant about me. They know that even though his name is Edward, they expect me to drink wine and all because you enjoy wine on Easter day or everything. But when they see me that I don't drink wine, then I'll have to tell them that I belong to something called a Seventh-day Adventist, and that is why I don't indulge in such kind of things. So I think I'm doing my part very well by not by keeping my body clean and being a witness to the others who are right there in my office.
It was a pleasure talking to you, Edward. God bless you, and dare to be Edward. Give it up for Edward James. Next time when you see a Pepsi ad, next time when you drink a bottle of Pepsi, remember there is a Pepsi in Southern Asia Division. From Pepsi, we go to Bangalore again. Bobby Madaya, Samuel's son, Stanley Daniel, and another young boy studying in our campus got together, came up with a very innovative idea. They decided they would just walk up to any man on the road who was either a beggar, either who looked deserted, or who was a laborer who looked very kind of distressed or looking very depressed. They decided they would go and strike a conversation. If I remember correctly, Dr. Jeevan was telling this is exactly what he wanted the youngsters to do around the world. And this Bangalore youth, 3 of them, they went into these places. They kind of struck a conversation with them. After striking a conversation with them, had a small chat with them, sat with them, and gave them food to eat. What more do you are looking for on PCM Day? This is essence. This is pure essence of PCM. Public campus ministries at its best. Wonderful. Let's go look at these videos that we have got from South Central India Union.
We just have a couple of more months for Christmas to come. At the same time, last year, we were thinking about how we can make this Christmas celebration something different. And thanks to Mr. Kelly Pedrin, who actually connected with a couple of my friends like Sam, Ruben, and the others, and gave us an out-of-box idea. And that was fascinating, and we were excited. And what we did was, it is a normal practice for people during Christmas to visit homes and share the glad tidings of Jesus' birth, collect a little fund and support the church. But what we thought was, we're not going to people whom we actually know. We're just going to be the shepherd, be the wise men on that day. And we will walk out in the street and look at any house which has a star and volunteer ourselves there, and we will go and sing for them. That was the idea. Considering the other challenges that's around, with people not entertaining strangers, with a lot of other security factors coming into, we were a little concerned about that. But with faith and through prayers, we actually marched on. And let me tell you, we all who went and sang carols in their homes were richly blessed, because these people, the very moment we said we are coming from the Adventist Church, welcomed us into their homes, and we sang our heart out, and they were really blessed with our singing. And guess what? We never collected an offering from them, but what we did differently was,
we made a beautiful calendar with some of our Adventist beliefs, the fundamental truths, the foundations of our church. We took all those things, put it in a calendar, and every house that we visited, we actually gave them a calendar. Now that was a way where we can actually tell people that we belong to a Seventh-day Adventist church. And anybody who walks into their home, looks at the calendar, reads the Bible verses that is there, would actually encourage them and strengthen them. Now this was one way of doing it, and our experience with this was we walked into their houses and we could see a lot of Hindu friends there who asked us to pray for them, and that was an excellent experience that we had. Another thing that I want to share with you is recently the volunteers, the young people, volunteered to support the Helping Hand Welfare Society. So what we did there was, apart from our day-to-day work that we go to our office and come back, our home responsibilities, we took a day out on Sundays, reached out to different churches, and we connected with a lot of people so that we were able to sell the tickets and invite them to be part of this concert. And trust me, there was a lot of new people that we connected with, new faith that's been shared, encouragement words, everything was fascinating. And when this concert happened, we were able to get new people come into our truth, learn something about the way we are, how we function, and they actually got an exposure towards the Adventist Church. And not just that, we also went out to the streets distributing blankets. The group of young people got together, we cooked food, and we packed them into packets, went out, distributed to each and every one of them on the streets.
Thank you, Bangalore. Keep the fire going. It's because of you guys we have programs like this. Keep it going. Don't make this a one-day affair. Make this a lifestyle. Be an example so that people would catch on to you. Wonderful job. Food distribution. What a great testimony. And keep it going. God bless you, Bangalore. Now we go to Erode. As I had already told earlier in the program, the PCM director of Southern Asia Division left to Erode to have the PCM conducted with All India African Association students. And he has sent us this wonderful piece of interview. Let's watch it.
But as you continue to live and witness for the students, I was told by you that there's going to be a baptism tomorrow just because of your fellowship and influence. Although they come from Africa, but they are not Adventists, but you have witnessed for them and we are going to have baptism. Can you tell a little bit more about it?
Yes, actually, for that one soul that is going to be baptized tomorrow, she's an Indian from Northeastern. She came here for her studies, and since that time we introduced her to the church and taught her some little things about the Sabbath and all those things, and she saw it's good, and it's actually from her heart that she, after learning the ways of God, she said that because of this, I'm just going to be baptized. I'm not going to go back home the same way I came, because now I am a new creature. You know, when someone is in Christ, in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17, we are told that he is a new creature. All is gone and all things become new. So he is now new, and wherever he is going back home, we expect that he will be a good ambassador of Christ, and that he will influence people, her friends.
Thank you so much, Pastor Ramesh Jadhav. Thank you, Jonah. That was a wonderful interview. Coming from Erode, we come back to our church, the local church, the Hosur SDA Church, which had a wonderful program. They had a panel discussion. 8 young professionals who are working outside the Adventist church, they sat down and discussed some very crucial, important matters. Matters like, how much work are you doing to take Jesus to the world? Are you okay? How did you defend your truth while you were working outside. Things like that. Amazing. It was an icebreaker kind of a thing. Remember, it is empathize, engage, and empower. So engage is happening, empower is happening, and so is empathize. Let us go forward. Public campus ministry is not complete without talking to the youth leader. Yes, I'm talking about the headquarters church here at Church-Hosur. And I'm sitting with Dr. Ashita Rachel Edward. Let's talk to her. Doctor, I'm so glad that you could come on our show. What do you think is the result of this PCM in your church? What do you think is the result, end product that you want to achieve?
PCM, it's like an opportunity to bring the youth together, and usually when we ask them to do something in the church, they're not very excited. But then when we ask them to come, let's go do some outreach, they're very excited. They want to do something because they see the result right there, right then and there. They see the happiness among the orphanage children, among the old age group. So, it's bringing the youth together. When the youth is together, the growth of the church is much more.
Dr. Ashita, I'm sure, all this young professional that we're talking about, they're all in eye-earning jobs, and most of them had to apply a leave today to be here on the PCM. In fact, yesterday, I would say, and I'm sure you also must have closed down your clinic to participate in this PCM. How much is a loss for a working professional to give up one day's earning to come and be the hand and feet of Jesus, as they say in a different program, or be the sermon? So what do you think is the loss, or what is the angle in which the young professional should see the loss of not going to job one day?
See, none of them were asked or forced to take this leave. It was their personal commitment. They want to do it. It is no money, no amount of money is going to, bring this thing. They want to be part of this thing. They want to be the sermon. That much we can see in the youth. It doesn't matter how much they lose. All these guys will be earning per month 70,000. So when you break it down, it's a lot of money. But money is not doesn't mean anything. What matters is touching lives, making a change.
Touching lives, making a change. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dr. Ashita Rachel. Give it up for Dr. Ashita Rachel Edward. The church future is secure with professionals like this. They have the passion, they have the power, and they have a lot of inclination towards the truth. Thank you once again. I saved the best for the last. A very young, promising young man who is not having a government job, who doesn't work in an IT sector, who is not a doctor, who is not an engineer, but still makes a ton of money through sheer hard work and hard work alone. Atul Kandagle, somebody who's so famous at this very small age. The whole of Hosur knows him. Yes, he is a real estate. That's the terminology used in India, where a person buys and sells houses. He also constructs houses. The beauty about Atul is, in India, Saturday is the day that the laborers get their pay. The week they work from Sunday to Friday, Saturday is their payment day. But Atul said, when he started constructing the house, I will not work on Saturday. So if you're going to work with me, you will not be working on Saturday. If that's okay, you can join my firm in building houses. People are shocked. Saturday you're not working? Wow, that's wonderful. Why? It's because of Sabbath. What a way in which carrying Jesus Christ to the lesser fortunate. Wonderful. Let's listen to Atul Kandagle. Another young professional going to be an ambassador for Jesus Christ in non-Adventist campuses. I am with Atul Kandagle. Let's talk to him. Atul, please introduce yourself. What do you do and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Atul.
I'm a local resident of Hosur. I stay over here. I'm into business. I'm into civil and real estate. We construct houses and sell properties. And basically, I'm a realtor.
In other words, basically you are a very wealthy young man.
Not really a very wealthy man, by heart probably, and the blessings of others.
Okay, Atul, on a serious note, now that you are in a position where God has helped you to see a little bit of money and fame, how do you think you can be an ambassador in a place where you are in a, let's say, you're building a house next to a temple or a mosque? How do you think you can be a PCM ambassador there?
Well, actually, it's the way you carry yourself out. And actually, for example, where we work, the construction site, we don't allow the workers to work on Sabbath. It's a day off for them. So many of times people come and ask us, why don't they work on Saturdays and take leave on Sundays? So then we tell them, this is our setup. We don't work on Saturdays. It's a day of Sabbath for us. So that is one of the, I think, great way they can understand our religion. And I think it has made a difference in Hosur.
Okay, PCM is getting better. Here is an young professional who is not working on Sabbath, and the people working under him are surprised why they are not working on Sabbath. In turn, getting a chance to talk about the Sabbath truth. Okay, Atul, one last question. What you are doing here on this campus today?
Basically, we came to deal with the children and to learn about them and teach the things that we've learned. We had certain activities carried out for them where they had some intellectual thinking to be done and work as a team and gather some courage, and some things where they could work out individually and complete a task which looked difficult, but when they did it with the guidance and when they did it with group thinking, they completed the task. And that was a great achievement that they have done.
Okay, did you introduce Jesus and Sabbaths to them in a way, at least to some percentage?
Of course, we had certain morals that we could carry out from the lesson that we took out there, and we could introduce Jesus to them, and they were happy to learn about it.
From Maharashtra to Hosur to England, he's seen it all. Ladies and gentlemen, Atul Kandagle. Thank you so much, Atul. It's because of people like you that PCM is a success in Southern Asia Division. You are a pride and joy for the church. Keep doing the good work. Keep up the Sabbath. May the world know Sabbath and truth because of you. I know Christianity is a practical religion, and you are a practical Christian. God bless you and God bless your future as you continue to be an ambassador for Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, Southern Asia Division, for giving an opportunity for all the youth here to be ambassadors. We have a lot of plans. We are yet to visit an orphanage. We are yet to visit an old age home. And we have decided to go to various other places. And also the youth who kept telling us they are not going to make this as a one-day affair, but make it a lifestyle. Probably some people, there was my friend who came all the way from Bangalore to watch this. He was telling me, to make this a every month once affair, or at least quarterly once. I'm sure the youth are on fire. And this is a forest fire. And as the 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 1 says, I follow. Yes, I follow Jesus Christ. The youth of Southern Asia Division, go ye therefore, go ye therefore, be ambassadors for Jesus Christ. Public campus ministry. Don't forget, you need to empathize, you need to engage, you need to empower. God is not ashamed of us. That should be our lookout. Always remember, just always remember to lean not unto your own understanding. Acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He shall direct your path. Namaskar. God bless you.
home. Now I want you to sing a song. Can you do it faster? On your real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little faster than that last time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, students, thank you so much. Now, where is Meghalaya? Okay, it's in the west right here, and that is the student from SDA Church-Hosur. Meghalaya is here. Thank you so much.
Today, what is there? You're not telling us what is there. You're just telling no engineering is there, but what is there? So, you might think, okay, these are the wrong questions you should not put in your head, okay? What are the jobs in demand? What are the most high-paying jobs? So, as I'm telling, there are, in fact, after I went to my college, I studied.
Every time we see an accident, we find more spectators than people who help. All will stand. But when God dwells in your heart, you are no more that